episode 73. Hello everyone and welcome to Wolff&Schafe podcast. My name is Magdalena and this is my little kitty co-host Domarat. Meow. We have Monday today, October the 9th of 2017. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you're a new viewer, this is a podcast about knitting, spinning, sewing, dyeing yarn, and various other crafty things in Adliswil, which is a little town near Zurich in Switzerland, where I live with my husband Gleb and our little son Stasio. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under my full name, which is Magdalena Wolff with double F. And my show notes appear in the down bar here. Helpful links can be found in the video description here on YouTube. We also have a Ravelry group where we have all of our knit-alongs and giveaways, so you should check them out. Yeah, that's it for the intro, I'd say, and we could start with knitting, I suppose. Just check on the blurriness. I hope it's okay. So you guys, I have a hoe for you, and it's surprisingly a mitten. Ha ha! Yes, look at that. Just look at that. And these are Montgomery mitts, I believe. And I just totally forgot the name of the author of the pattern. I will pop it down in the down bar. But yeah, one of them is ready, and I basically made it in 1 or 2 days, something like that, because it's made from bulky yarn. So yeah, I had these mittens for like ages in my queue. I put them into my queue when I was still painting quite a lot outside, and I thought I would knit like really simple mittens for painting outside. So I would have they would be fingerless and simple, so I would have my fingers free, but at the same time my hands would be warm, which is important. And I used this yarn. It's Lang Yarns Merino 70, and it's 100% superwash merino and a bulky weight. I used this yarn before, just in a different colorway. This is colorway number, I don't know which one is Dialot, which one is the color. I suppose it's number, the colorway is number 88. Anyway, it's dark teal, of course. And I got two 50-gram balls, and they have 70 meters per 50 grams. So yeah, this is how much I have left after finishing this one, and I have another ball to make the other one. And I was knitting on these simply because I don't have any other DPNs in such a size, and this is, I believe, 5mm, which is US size 8. And these are Knit Pro Symphony. I think it's colored birch wood. Birch tree. So yeah, they feel nice. They actually worked pretty well with this yarn, even though I prefer not to use wooden needles. But with this project it was okay. So Yeah, since I've been wanting some new mittens for quite a while, I decided, well, why not? And it's such a simple pattern. I will only mention it's only a free pattern. It's like 1 page of instructions and you're done. You're really done in no time because it's such a thick yarn. It's awesome. It's such a change after fingering weight only projects that it was pretty refreshing, and I'm looking forward to having a pair. The weather is not yet cold enough to wear them, but I think it soon will be. I think I even have some ease here. They might be a bit too big for me, but they work. They look nice, so I don't care. So yeah, this was my hoe, and next up I can show you my progress on my glorious oracle shawl. So I did put quite a dent in it recently. I transferred the stitches into my largest cable that I have. It's 120 centimeters if I'm correct. And yeah, you can see I'm on the last ring. Yay! Oops, not losing stitches, please. Please don't lose stitches. Okay, I'll do it like this. So yeah, last week I believe I even have progress keeper somewhere. Oh yeah, it's here. So there is my unicorn. I was just starting on the brioche section last week, and right now it's finished because this section is quite shorter than the previous brioche, but it uses probably the same amount of yarn because the circumference is much bigger here than here. Or is it? I don't remember whether there was the increase round, but anyway, the brioche is done, and now I have cut color A and B, and I will be knitting in color C. So again, the oracle shawl is designed by very talented and beautiful Kristen of Wool and Vine Yarns and Yarngasm podcast. And the yarn that I'm using is my hand-dyed yarn, Wolff&Schafe Divana, which is 100% superwash merino single. And the colorways are Seeing Red, Yodora, and Harmony. I'm really enjoying these changes of color in this section. So there will be lace, and then there will be the I-cord bind off, which I'm honestly not really looking forward to because it will take ages. Right now, after increase row, I have over 1,000 stitches on my needles, so yeah. Yeah, I'm loving my shawl, and I can already smell the completion, but it's still not too close because there will be lace, so I will have to be more focused. Plus, there are really a lot of stitches right now. And I have, because Kristen used up basically all 3 skeins of yarn for all 3 colors were used up. I have this much left of color A, and this is what will be left because there won't be any more parts with this color. But I think it's mostly because I knitted on smaller needles. So yeah, that's how I was safe here. And then for color B, I still have this much left, but I will be knitting the I-cord bind off with it, so it's good that I still have quite a lot of it. And then this is Harmony. I have the most of it, and it will be considerably used up for the lace section. And I'm knitting on 3.5mm needles because I'm a loose knitter, so I just wanted the shawl to look good. But maybe it just made it a little bit smaller. Still, I think once I block it, I wonder how I will block it actually. It will be huge, but we will see. It's gorgeous, it's glorious, it's soft. I just can't wait to have it around my neck for cold days. Yay. So yes, this is my oracle. But that's not all. Last week I mentioned I wanted to cast on, I have this obsession right now of blurriness. I don't know. I did not sleep well tonight and I feel like I'm not seeing well. I'm short-sighted, so you know. I hope you see me all right. So yeah, I mentioned casting on a new pair of socks for my mom, and I cast it on using Manos del Uruguay in Alegria base and the colorway A8917. And it's a sock yarn, it's 75% wool and 25% nylon. And it looks like this. And I have just completed the toes. Right. So the toes are done. This is how it knits up. These are very autumnal colors. So as usual for women's socks, I cast on 20 stitches, 10 stitches per needle for the toe, and then increased up to 56 stitches. And I increased using the make one increase, which I find is better for socks because it's more like it holds together better than knit front backs that create a kind of a lace, which looks nice, but it's not very sturdy, and these are socks, so I want them to be sturdy. And I'm thinking about adding a little interest here, but really a little. I will see how it turns out. And yeah, this time I'm knitting on Haya Sharps. I think it's 100 centimeter cable in my go-to sock knitting size, which is US size 1.5. Am I right? Is it written here? Or 1? What? Oh no, yeah, I was right. 1.5, which is 2.5 millimeters. And yeah, just started. I hope I will make it for Christmas. But that's not all. I still have one thing to show you in knitting segment, and this is well, I've been thinking for quite a while about learning knitting English style, because I knit continental, and when I was knitting with two strands of yarn at the same time, I was holding the yarn, both strands on my left hand, and it was fingering weight yarn, so it was a bit of a challenge to master these two strands, and it was not that much fun. So I heard that some people just use both hands for one color continental, for the other English style, and they just pick the color that you use more. You use your technique in which you're better, simply. So for me it would be my left hand with continental style knitting. And yeah, but I was thinking about it, I tried a bit, it was hard, so I stopped. But recently Kristin, she started practicing continental knitting. She started as a English style knitter, and now she's practicing continental style knitting, and I just felt inspired, and I thought I would just practice. And I remembered that I have my puffy memories blanket that I started, and I only had like 3 squares. So this is basically Cozy Memories blanket from Aran weight yarn. Aran or worsted. Yeah, worsted or Aran or really thick DK, which is Madeleine Tosh. And I made this square. Look at the difference in gauge. So this is my regular knitting, and this is actually, so because when I started English style knitting on this, the stitches got very tight because I don't have yet a good method for myself of tensioning the yarn. So the stitches were getting really tight, so I would alternate one row I would knit English style, the other continental, and to make them looser. But anyway, the gauge got really loose. You can see it's really a little floppy, but I don't mind. I don't expect myself to finish this as a blanket anyway, so it will be just my practice ground. And I thought using big needles would be a good idea because it's less fiddly. It's easier to have a good grip on the needles. So I'm using 5mm needles, which is US size 8. And where are they? Here. These are my Knit Pro interchangeables from my interchangeable set, and there's the cable. So and the yarn that I'm using here, used for this square, is leftovers that I had from my willow sweater. That was, well, I called it willow, but it's in fact it's flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. And the yarn was my hand-dyed yarn, Wolff&Schafe Romulus, which is Aran weight superwash merino in willow colorway. So that's why willow. So yeah, this square took me so much time, you guys. It's just ridiculous. I thought, oh, those poor people who are just starting with any type of knitting. It's just so slow. You just have to pay so much attention to what you're doing. It's so hard. So if you're just starting with knitting, kudos to you. Really. So yeah, it was really like, I felt so slow with everything. And then also I got this loose gauge, so but yeah, this is my knitting for this week. Is it all? I think it is. And I only wanted to mention that I've been working on another project recently. It took quite a lot of my time, and I'm thinking about creating my own deck of cards. So they will be painted in watercolors, and I don't know if you're familiar. It's not that well-known card system. It has a French name of Le Normand, and it has 36 cards. and each card has a really clear symbol on it, like things from your everyday life or animals or things like that. So well, the system itself was created in, I believe, 18th century. So there are some objects that we do not really use in our everyday life, but they are still easy to understand. So these are the clouds. This is my clouds card. And then I have scythe. It's a scythe, you can tell, I hope. And then I get the key. It's a key. And I got a snake. It's a snake. It's dangerous. Alright, and I also have the flowers card. I love painting flowers. I did paint them a lot in the past, so yay! There will be more, as I said. It's 36 cards. I'm thinking of using some of my existing paintings to also illustrate this deck, but not too many. I think 3, maybe, something like that, or maybe 4. Okay. But yeah, I still have quite a lot to work on, and right now I'm working on the gentleman card, which is, you know, it's a depiction of a man, so it's more challenging to me than other things because humans are more difficult. And I was sketching him and I couldn't decide whether he's hot enough or not. Like, am I satisfied with the result already or not? And because, you know, with human face, it's these teeny tiny little things they decide of the whole expression of the face, on the features. It's really little details that matter there, proportions. So yeah, so I'm tinkering with it right now, and when I'm done with the gentleman, I will probably start painting the lady. So excited about that. I'm very excited that I came back to painting because of this project, and it's wonderful. And I also get this feeling that once I have the topic, like the topic of each painting is decided from the start, I get this feeling of some kind of ease that, how to describe it? I'm not too stressed about whether I picked the right topic, is it okay, you know? So I don't have to make that decision, and it makes everything easier. Okay, I just know what I am going to paint today. That's a big thing for a creator, I think. So excited about that. There will be some challenges, like for example the ship card. So yeah, looking forward to that. And this is basically it for my creative life. My life in general, well, not that much happened. Our son is a bit sick. We went to the doctor with him today because he is quite energetic, but he has a really like serious sounding cough and it doesn't improve. So we thought the doctor could look at him, and there were so many people today. We had an appointment, but they just accepted too many people and we would be waiting really, really long. So we made an appointment for tomorrow and we have to go there tomorrow again. Yay! But this is autumn for you. It's those seasons where just people get sick, and what can you do? What else? Is there anything else? Yeah, that's mostly it. I think that's quite a lot of things actually that I've been doing, and we were planning to go, because Gleb is changing jobs, he will have some free days to use up, and we thought we could go for a hike, like only the two of us, when Stasha is at daycare. There are so many wonderful, beautiful places here in Switzerland, especially now in autumn. But now that he's sick, oh, we don't know if we will go. So that's a bit sad. And yeah, this is it. I'm a bit less excited today than last week. Last week I was totally woo. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next time. Yeah. Bye!